this is Neve Arthur, the Stay-at-Home Family, with today's edition of the Scientific Happiness Project. So, we, in a recent video, talked about how you could take your emotional addiction, something that is maybe not such a positive in your life, and use it as a force for good. Use the energy created by the emotions you're addicted to as a force for creating new things in your life. And you know, so that you're still going to want to work on your emotional addictions, and you're still going to want to work on replacing them with new ones. But the cool thing is here we have another opportunity to do the same thing with our neural pathways, with our brain programming. So when we are talking about programming the brain, we're talking about the neural connections that are happening up here. So we've talked about neuroplasticity, how one thought is actually physically connected to another thought, which is physically connected to another thought, and so on down the line, which is why when you think about a topic, you tend to think the same things you've always thought. Because maybe you're thinking, I want to be successful at being a novel writer. And then you straight away jump to, oh, but my mother said that's really difficult. Oh, but nobody else can do that. Or it's almost really difficult for practically everyone else. Oh, but I'm a really crap writer because in the second grade I was told I can't spell. You know, whatever it is, you're kind of going down this pathway of thoughts, right? The coolest thing about this is that, you know, as we talked about in the neuroplasticity video, these are reprogrammable. But that takes time, because it takes time to weaken the connections that have been forged between your neural pathways. So in the meantime, there's a way that we can use your pre-existing programming to actually create better thoughts, to create better results, to kind of bypass this step for a bit. And it will, in the long term, help you weaken that connection and create a new neural pathway in its place. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to think about an area where you're stuck. An area where you have a big blockage in front of your face, or a big belief about yourself that every time you think about it, you end up going down that rabbit hole of why you're unworthy, or why it won't work for you, or whatever it is. Okay, so I want you to really think about that. And then I want you to see what that belief looks like in your head. So when I say, how do you know you're a failure? Or how do you know you're not lovable? Or whatever it is that you're feeling. How do you know that? And see what floats up in your mind. See what picture appears there. Look at where it appears. You know, is it off and to the left? Is it off and to the right? Is it surrounded by a black background? Is it a TV screen? What is it that you see? And take the biggest image there, because it could be several images and several bits of evidence. But I want you to take the biggest image that's there. Okay, have you got that? So I want you to take that image, and I want you to close your eyes and just focus on that image. And then I want you to take out the giant eraser, the one that you have that's just for you. And I want you to start to erase that image. And you can start around at the edges, you can start in the middle, you can do a sideways stroke, you can do whatever way you want to erase it. You can even puncture holes in it if you want. You can just really totally get rid of that image. And once it's erased, I want you to swipe it away. Okay, so now you've gotten rid of that image. Now I want you to think about something that you know about yourself. Some good trait that you have, something that you absolutely unshakably know about yourself. It could be that you're kind. It could be that you're loving. It could be that you are persistent. It could be anything that you are sure about. And I want you to think about that. How do you know? How do you know that? You know, when I say, why are you so sure about that? Then there should be some kind of visual for you there, or some kind of something popping up for you there. Now again, I want you to look at where that is. Is it a TV screen with a black background? Is it off and to the left? Is it off and to the right? Is it at arm's length? Are the pictures big or are the pictures small? Is it a series of images of instances when you were kind or loving? If it's a series of images or whatever, that's great. I want you to just look at exactly where it is and what it means to you, and describe it in your mind. Okay? And then I want you to take that feeling and think about the times when you have been successful. If your block was feeling like a failure, if your block was feeling unlovable, think about the times when you have been loving and have been loved in return. Think about the things that you have done that have illustrated that you can have that quality that you don't feel like you can have. Think about those little instances, and I want you to use them and put them in place of whatever the new trait that you just thought of. So if it was a series of images off and to the left that are small and at arm's length, then I want you to physically replace them. So take an image, think of a thought when you were successful, when you were good at learning something new, when you really got something that you'd never got before, when you pushed past a feeling of fear, whatever it is that the block you're trying to move past. Think about the times when you have moved past that kind of block before, or demonstrated the quality that you're looking to have in yourself, to find in yourself. And as you have one instance come up, replace it, put it where the good knowing, the knowing images were, the knowing of a trait images were. So take a picture and physically put it where the other one was. Now take another picture of another instance and put it over where the other ones are. And keep doing this until you've got 8 to 10 images of instances where you embodied the trait that you feel like you don't have. Because the truth is, all of us have every trait that we've ever needed. Anything that we want to call upon, we can call upon it at any time. And what happens here is we are using an area of your brain. We are using programming that exists, that already exists, that is a knowing of who you are and a confidence in a certain trait. And we're just erasing that crappy belief. And yeah, every now and again it'll pop up, but when you find yourself on that old neural pathway, move it to the knowing place. Let's go back to the knowing place. So anytime you need to do this, you need to come back and do this. That's fine, but you might find that you don't need to do that. And you'll probably find that after you've turned off this video and after you've gone through this exercise fully, that you feel uplifted, that you feel better, that you feel a strong knowing that you can tap into any trait, anything that you want to, any belief that you want to have about yourself. You can tap into it, because the truth is that by the time you're old enough to watch this video, you've exemplified every character trait known to man. You know, maybe not psychotic ones, but every trait that's going to help you get what you want in life, that's going to help you be happier. And you'll find as you move through your day that you're confident, that you're feeling good, that you have this certainty that you do have the trait, that whatever trait it was that you didn't feel like you could tap into. And you've tapped into it now because we've put it over in the area of your brain that is programmed to have a knowing, to have a certainty, to have confidence. And that's how we can use our current wiring to just bypass all the work and get the good feelings now. Okay? So there still will be work to be done. There still will be things that pop up. But anytime you need to, you can come back to this video and instantly reprogram something. And this is actually something that I learned from neurolinguistic programming. So it is programming. So I want you to make sure you go through the full exercise and bookmark this video and come back at any time that you need to this video to keep yourself focused that you have everything that you need right now to be happy, to be successful, to be loving, to be a good partner, to exemplify everything that you want to exemplify in life, and to just feel damn good about yourself. Whew. So, I hope that you've enjoyed this. Make sure you bookmark it, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Facebook page, and I will see you in the next video.